Welcome. Welcome into the tribe. I sound horrible, you guys. My grandson has gotten me sick. Hello, Miss Mathis. I am not doing well. I always sound like I just woke up, but I'm actually a little sick right now. The grandson has throat and I think I'm catching it. Or either like fighting it off, but I don't know. But my throat is, yes. So, enough about me. How are you? Girl, what do you think about all of the unaliving that's going on with these men, unaliving these females, rejection, or no, they were toxic. They were just, I don't know if I like to use the word toxic. They was just crazy. Like, they were just crazy. Yeah, they were cuckoo. But yeah. And then, like, two, well, two of my Vegas creators that I follow and have been following for years, and I still do, which is I know they're not going to be on there no more. I'm just still kind of, I'm not in disbelief what Manning did, but I'm kind of, I don't know. I don't know. But I've been I've been sleeping and working weird hours. Like, I don't know, like I'm ready to go to sleep right now. And then I'll be up all through the night. That's crazy. But yeah. Oh, are you saying that's crazy about the guy and the girl on live? Because that's just too much. But it's all kind of crazy stuff going on. A lot of the stuff you don't even hear about it if you don't like read articles or if it don't come to social media platforms. It'd be crazy stuff too. Yes, you're talking about the live. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, they both were just, he was more of doing what he wanted to do. And I think that as she started to do what she wanted to do and he couldn't control it, it drove him crazy. And you know he was all strung out if he put the camera, like, I knew he was mentally gone when he put the camera on her and he talked about her private parts, like when he put the camera and put it down, like towards her private parts. I'm like, okay, he cuckoo. And he couldn't stop her from giving it up. But he was giving it up too. So I don't, the tit for tat, controlling your emotions. If you're ever in my lives, you always hear me talk about controlling your emotions. It's everything. Your emotions getting the best of you. And one thing I don't like, and I try not to judge people, I don't like how people try to tell people how they should feel or react to certain situations. I don't think that's fair. because I don't think anyone should be able to say, I don't, okay, so how can you tell people how to react to things? You just can't do that. You may react to something in a way that I don't see that serious, but it's not me. So I don't know. I don't know. I just think that nothing is surprising anymore. Nothing is really like, kind of, sort of, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just not, I don't know. I think it's sad what happened to Finny and Bubbly. I really do. I really do. I really do. But when you look at the bigger picture, and okay, so when you look at it in full circle, everybody can't handle what the next person can handle. You're constantly, every day, taunting my family, me, I don't know. I don't know. I just think Manny mind was made up when he did what he did. It's sad, but I can't say that he overreacted. I can't say that he should have handled it this way. I can't say, I can't say that because I'm not him. And, I know people, they say sticks and stones, whatever, whatever. Okay. But everybody just can't handle being taunted or being tortured, really. And seeing your family done a certain way, or I don't know. Somebody tell me what they think. Like, if you know about the Bubbly and Finny and Manny and Julie Sin City family. If you know about the situation, I mean, does anyone else have an opinion? And I'm not gonna, I'm not here to say who's right or who's wrong. I mean, it's a sad situation, but I'm not Manning. I just hate that Benny didn't see what was real, because a lot of people play with people's lives and stuff. And a lot of people, they bullcorn around. And then, it's not that serious to Benny. That's like what I'm saying about feelings and emotions. What happened with that? You didn't hear about it. Okay, so I have been following these content creators from Vegas for a few years now because, of course, that's like one of my favorite places to vacation. So um, um, I actually could not get into Finny and Bubbly because their content, like when they would go and do their vlogs in Vegas, their content was slow to me. So I never, just caught on with them because their content was a little slow when they would go to Vegas, and they didn't go to Vegas often. So I mainly watched the local Vegas content creators. Anyway, so Manning, like I said in a previous live, Sin City family, they've always been like a little close knit, family in Vegas. And y'all, Vegas is very territorial about content creators. I know I've been watching these people for years. They're very so anyway, Finney and Manning, the husband and wives, Manning and Julie and Finney and Bubbly, at one point at the beginning, they did used to be with each other. Anyway, as stuff happens, you may realize you don't like somebody as much as you thought you did because they may have did something that you didn't agree with. So that's kind of what started going on with them. So like I said, I've been watching Sin City Family, like really following them because I like them. They were like a party couple. They walk the strip. They drink. Julie loves Modelo beer. That's Manning's wife. I started to see Manning. I don't know, girl. I'm going into this whole story, but like, I just feel like I know them. Hello, welcome to the live. So I'm telling a story about some Vegas content creators that I've been following for years. So I did see Manning change over the years. Like he didn't always wear the clown face. He didn't always do that. So he did start to change, and I did start to question like, what Manning them doing anyway, girl? Okay, so Miss Mathis, I'm gonna wind this story down, but girl, I feel like I know them because I've been following them for so long, and I did see them change. Anyway, so Finney and Manning split up. They went on their own. They they went out on their own. So then Finney, when he split from Manning, he was just like one of his subs. He started like his own channel. He already had the channel, but a lot of Manning subs went with Finney. And then it became Finney just started making all his content about Manning, well, Sin City. I had been following Manny and Julie Sin City Family when before their son even started, before they brought him in, I really believe to like expand the money in the family because their son Angel, he wasn't always a creator, but they brought him in and they was like, our son is gonna look at me going into another story. But anyway, so I believe that Finney just did not know he was dealing with a demon, a real live demon. And so he thought he was going to be able to keep making his lives and talking bad about Manning and his wife and kids and his everybody in Manning's family, like, and then they were doxing each other, and it was just like messing with Manning's, like it was more like Benning had got to where he had really rattled the bank account by the stuff that, he was doing to Manning. And so, and people are very conniving, like people don't care who they hurt. Not everybody, but people don't care who they hurt. They don't care, you know, what it does to people's livelihoods. Like people just don't understand what someone may be dealing with, you know, because you don't know. And so Manning had just got fed up with it. And he actually unalived Finney and Bubbly on the Vegas Strip. Like he shot them right in front of everybody on live. He did it on live. But okay, so when you go back and you do the history, like a lot of people are finding out about like what happened, but I'm telling you, I've been following these people because I'm a Vegas junkie. Y'all know that. Um, and so I really like feel like I know these people. I seen them before with the low subs, like hardly no subs, to, going live more and knowing what the audience wanted because I liked the Julian Manning because, they were party animals and they were a couple. And, they would go and eat on the strip and go live while they eat, then their subs would be like, hey, we're gonna pay y'all to go eat this, so they'll go find hot dogs, or how many hot dogs can you eat, or, just stuff like that. And so, that really drew me in. And then I started to see the painting the face like a clown and, they just were living life, and you don't know what anybody's going through. I don't I don't get to probing around because, you just don't know where people mentals are and what they're going through. So that's kind of what happened, Miss Mathis. So these two couples and one couple, and then so that's another thing. So did Julie know it was gonna happen? I'm just gonna say yes. I think the wife did know what the husband was gonna do. Even though okay, so she was live streaming as well. Julie was live streaming as well. Benny and Bubbly was live streaming as well. So both of their cameras caught everything but the actual, like you could see Manning. Bubbly, okay, so y'all, Bubbly was a spitfire. Bubbly was the kind of woman that you could just tell, you know, she didn't take no stuff. She actually hit Manning with like a tripod selfie stick before on Halloween in Vegas. So Manning knew that. Oh, and Julie, she stood her ground on stuff too because she actually hit Bubbly with a stick after she hit Manning with that tripod. Oh my goodness. Okay, y'all, I'm sorry. I guess I hit the mute button. I don't know. I never really go live on my phone like this. It's been a while. So, forgive me. I'm normally on my laptop on StreamYard. But yeah. So, Miss Mathis, if you're still here, that kind of wasn't a long story short, but yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know. I just know it's sad. Um, it's the story is intriguing. Like it really will draw you in, but I cannot get Bubbly out my head, y'all. It's like she's right there looking in the camera with her big smile. And then I know her angry face because I've seen her angry face when she whacked Manning with that tripod. And that was the last look you see of her, her angry face right before he, unalives her. So he unalives the husband first, and then he turns the gun on her and he unalives her. He shoots her a couple of times. So I don't know, y'all. But Miss Mathis, go and look it up on YouTube. And then Julie returns to the scene of the crime like they always do. And y'all, I'm gonna tell you something. And I was younger when this happened, but it is true. People do return to the scene of the crime. So just cameras beware. Like, because people do return to the scene of the crime. Because I had a fight one time. And it was my sister and I. And then we had left, but guess what? We had to go back to that fucking scene, return to that scene. So, like, seriously, people really do that. So Julie was caught on camera coming back to the scene of the crime. It is so scary. What's the name on YouTube? Just look up Sin City Manning. If you just put in Sin City or even Benny, either one of those names, and just pick a story. Now, don't just listen to anything because everybody's running with their content, and it's all about the content and the money. But yeah, Benny just would not stop. And even his own mother did an interview and said that she had tried to tell Benny, but see, what happens is, people start putting the key in the back. And then you get blindsided by the lavish gifts. All the subscribers, they were gifting Finny and Bubbly with huge big screen wall TVs and, furnishing their trips to Vegas. The super chats just going wow because he's giving them the drama, the beef. He's serving the beef. And he just did not know how to stop. He just didn't understand to be as old as they were. They just did not understand the demons that they were dealing with. And then you don't know what people are actually going through in their lives. You know, he could be like, hey, he's doing this, man, I'm sick, I'm just throwing this out there. And I really shouldn't be doing that. But it's just like, you know, I may not have nothing to lose. Um, yes, Finney fed off of the people loving him, quote unquote, for what he was doing to somebody who they once liked, but then they no longer liked. Yeah, you never know what people are going through. So it was more like, we don't like Manning anymore. We're over here with Finney. And then the instigators, because one of the guys, his name is Graphic. I follow him from YouTube. And that's one of Manning's friends. I was in his chat the other night, like, hey, I want to interview you, right? I would love to, interview you. But I got to think about it. A lot of the platforms that they've been going on, when they leave, they're taking their words and they're chopping them up, and they're making them look a certain way. My platform is not like that. I am genuinely a genuine person. I don't want to bring no one to my platform to make them look bad or look a certain way. I would never do that to nobody. Never. And then I realized too, and I'm kind of steering off in another direction right now. My brain is going into this direction. I may ask somebody, for an interview if they would like to interview. And then I have to realize that my platform is not drama. It's just not, I don't know. I don't know how to put it. So I don't know. I don't know, but yeah. And then this guy with this girl, you know, they both were just cuckoo. Like I think that she knew. I mean, she thought it was funny saying he beat my A for about 3 hours, laughing about it. Like, really? Like, so I don't know. It's just that I just think everyone should just be aware. Just stay aware. Protect your kids, your grandbabies. Know what's going on. Know what they're doing. You cannot be with them every moment. No, you cannot. Y'all, I think I want some darn nachos. I don't know why I just thought of that out of nowhere, but y'all, because these kids will trick you. Okay? They will trick you big time. But you just gotta know what's going on with your kids because it's too much social media. It's too much electronic devices. It's just too much. It's just too much. And my grandson, we be listening like that sound like somebody grown on the game. How old are you? How old are they? It sound like somebody grown. You know, it's just scary, and we are living in scary times, and more than just one way. More than just one way. But emotions, controlling your emotions can make or break you. Controlling your emotions is everything. Controlling your emotions is easier said than done. Controlling your emotions is everything. And I really didn't believe it that much until my husband used to always say, emotions, emotions. Because, man, he's the calm, I'm the storm. Okay? Because I have had to learn to control my emotions. Yeah. Oh, my phone is about to go dead. It's about to go dead. But yeah. But y'all, I just think that we gotta stay. Yeah, it's about 3 TVs on right now. And I'm hearing a crime in there, and I'm looking, and Terrence Howard sitting there looking like he, um, with the hand been hit with a stick going down. But hey, if he want to be like that, then hey, that's on him. But that's a whole other story. But anyway, y'all, my phone is gonna go dead. I don't feel like it. Shoot. But anyway, you guys, thank you for taking out your time and joining this live. I appreciate it. And hit the like button too. Double tap the screen. Okay. And see, when I'm on my laptop, I can't say that. I can't say that. I can't say double tap the screen. But anyway, thank you guys for joining the live. And I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry.